Hey there. I wanted to do a quick overview of the vkerndev tools. So the first thing you'll need to do is make a VM image. You can do this using the make_vm.py Python script, which installs Arch Linux to a raw disk image, which will be used as the OS for the VM. I'm on my work laptop today, so I'm going to specify a custom bash script that runs in addition to the default setup script. My custom setups simply sets some environment variables for my proxy at work. So installing the OS takes about 20 seconds. It would actually be faster if I was on an Arch host because the installation would be using the cached packages from the host. Today I am running this on a Fedora host, but it still runs pretty quickly. So once that script finishes, we can now see that a new archdisk.vm file has been created, and then it's using about 1.9 gigs. So once the VM image is created, all we need to do to run it is to use our run VM Python script. And I'm going to specify which kernel I want to use for this VM, to run this VM. So I'm going to specify a kernel that a custom kernel that I'm working on that I built beforehand, and the kernel headers. And you'll immediately start seeing the system coming up and the system logs printing out, and we are already up. So now that the VM is up, you can see that I am running the custom kernel that I am working with and that I specified. And if I switch over here to the right hand side, you'll see on the host machine that I'm running a different kernel there. So you can also see that I've created this dev shared directory on the host. And inside of it, I've placed a kernel module that I built previously also. So this dev shared directory is by default shared with the VM when it is started. So now I can actually SSH and do X forwarding if I really wanted to. SSH to the VM using port 1313 by default. And now I have SSH'd onto the VM. I can CD to my home user host directory, and this is that shared directory with the host. There's my kernel module, and I can now go ahead and insert that kernel module. And on the left-hand side, you'll see that it is loaded here in the system logs. Could do whatever work I needed to, but I'm just going to go ahead and remove that kernel module right now. You'll see that it unloads there in my logs. And then when you're done using the VM, simply shuts down almost immediately. Any changes that you've made will persist on the VM, and that is about it.